Here is your ultimate guide to the Disney dining plan, including every restaurant listed from most expensive to least expensive for table service, the quick service locations I recommend, and the snacks. You won't hear most of what I'm about to tell you at other places, other videos, online. Everything I tell you, you will get your money's worth and then some. I just did the quick service dining plan on my trip, and if you haven't seen those videos, it has a ton of tips in it. And one of the biggest ones is, for me, doing a split stay, which means a separate reservation that has the Disney dining plan on it, and then switching to a new reservation so that you don't have to have the dining plan for your whole trip, just part of it. Because as you use the dining plan, as you go through the most expensive restaurants that you wanted to go to anyways, the choices become less and less. The value becomes less and less because there's only a certain amount of restaurants and dishes that you'll want to order on the Disney dining plan where they really will give you your money's worth. And that's where I actually want to start. I want to show you how much is the value of that one table service credit that you're going to use every time you go, so that you know when you go to a restaurant, if you order this dish or that dish, or you go to a restaurant that is not that expensive, you want to know if you're actually making the right choice of using your credit or you should pay out of pocket. But first, I want to start with how much is the credit worth. So for one night's Disney dining plan cost, for an adult, you're paying $94.28. Keep in mind, everything that I show you here will be tax included in everything. So I'm going to compare apples to apples. There's no, you have to add tax, you have to think of this or that. No, I'm showing you exactly what you're going to be paying and how you're going to come out ahead. The child, if you have a child between 3 and 9, it's considered a child, and the price for that for a dining plan costs $29.69 per night. It includes one table service meal, one quick service meal, one snack, and a refillable mug. Now, in these tips that I give you and where I would spend my table service credits, I'm not going to count alcohol, and I'm not going to count the refillable mug. And my calculations, you're still going to come out ahead without getting alcohol and without calculating the value of the refillable mug. So if you do get alcohol, you can add like $10 to $15 more every restaurant you go to per person, you know? All right, so in order to find out how much is the value of that one table service credit, which is an entree, a drink, and a dessert, I had to find out how much is a quick service, how much is a snack, how much are the values of those. So let's start there. I'm going to start with the quick service meal costs. Everything I tell you is places I would go to, or I recommend, or dishes I went to and recommend, or I want to try, that you'll get your money's worth. Let's start Casey's Corner. Over here, you get the foot-long chili cheese hot dog with a frozen mint julep. Total comes out to $23.19 for an adult. Now, the way I listed the prices here is there's a price and then a slash and then another price. The first price is how much an adult meal costs at this location, and the second price is how much a kids meal costs in this location. Now on this specific one, if you notice, the price is the same. It's $23.19 for both an adult meal and a child meal. Why is that? It's because Casey's Corner doesn't have a kids menu. And when you don't have a kids menu and you use a child's credit at that location, you can get an adult meal, which is a huge boost to the value of the dining plan. So anywhere that I list that has the same price as an adult credit means there is no kids menu, and your kids dining credit, the meal credit, is going to be really valuable there to use. So $23.19. Sleepy Hollow, $17.02. This one is the corn dog. They have a corn dog with chips and a drink. Same with the same price as the kids, $17.02, because there's no kids menu here. Satuli Canteen, my favorite place that I used my credit on my last trip, or I guess top two. $24.41 for the combination bowl with the specialty drink, no alcohol. This place has a kids menu, so the kids meal was valued at $9.15. Kusafiri at Animal Kingdom, $16.44 for the chicken wrap and a drink, both for an adult and a child. Docking Bay 7, the Batuyan beef with the not the non-alcoholic specialty drink that they have. $26.60 for the adult meal with the drink. The kids meal, $11.17. Ronto's Roasters, $21 and a penny. For an adult, $21 and a penny for a child. They don't have a kids menu there, so you can use that there. Yorkshire County Fish Shop in Epcot, $19.15. Same as the child's, no kids menu there. Katsura Grill for the chicken cutlet curry with a drink, $22.29. Kids meal, $10.09. Deluxe Burger. If you haven't seen my other video about quick service tips, Deluxe Burger, if you order burger on the app and you don't order a drink with it, you can add onion rings for free as well. That's right. So you get a burger, the half size of fries, and the full size of onion rings. If you don't choose a drink, the app will let you do that. So the value on that one is $29.26. Kids meal, $9.04. Columbia Harbor House at Magic Kingdom, $25 for an adult meal, $9.15 for kids. Pepe, my favorite spot that I use my dining credit, along with Satuli Canteen. Pepe by Jose Andres in Disney Springs, $23.37 for that ribeye steak sandwich, which if you look on Disney's online and the menus, you don't see it there, but if you go to Pepe's actual menu of their own website, you'll see it there, and it's there. It's $18 before tax without a drink. But anyways, the meal, $23.37. The tuna sandwich was amazing here too. No kids menu, so you can get the adult sandwich with the kids credit. Same price, $23.37 with a soda. Polite Pig, $27.09. What did I get? The brisket. I got an alcoholic drink, but with a regular drink, it's $27.09. Kids meal, $9.56. Everglazed Donuts. Everglazed Donuts has sandwiches. They don't have a kids menu, so the kids credit also qualifies here. $22.84 for their sandwich. They have this chicken sandwich there with a drink. I would select the cookies and cream cold brew. That'll be all included. $22.84 for adult. Same price for kids since they don't have a kids menu. So if you look at all these prices, so this is a realistic look at how much is the value of a quick service dining credit. If I'm actually there and I'm using it, this is what I use it on, and this would be my value. I am going to lowball this even for you. Keep in mind, no alcohol, right? And if you look at these prices, like for the adult meals, I'm just going to settle for a $22 value on the credit. For a quick service meal, I'm going to put a value of $22 on it, even though, you know, Casey's Corner is $23, Deluxe Burgers $29, Polite Pig $27, you know? So what I'm saying is it should be easy for you to get the value out of the quick service part of it. If you go anywhere that gives you around $22 worth of food. On the child side, I'm just going to put it at $10. Even though there's a bunch of places that you can get a whole full adult meal with the kids credit. There's a lot of places that if you're really eating there with your family and the kids there and you want something from the same menu that you have and they have a kids menu, it's like $9, $10, right? So I'm going to put $10 for that. So I'm establishing that adult credit, $22 is what it's worth for quick service part of your dining plan, and child $10. All right, let's move on to the snack. Let's figure out the snack value. So the snacks that I would do, just opened recently, Tiana's Bayou Adventure. So they have Tiana's famous beignets at Friar's Nook and I think it's Golden Oak Outpost. Price $7.42. Sleepy Hollow, they made their Nutella waffle into a Mickey waffle with Nutella and banana. You can get that as a stack now, $9.04. Plaza ice cream sundae with the waffle cone, with the waffle in the waffle bowl, 2 scoops, $9.36. Lavender matcha latte that I got, they have at Starbucks. Starbucks is a snack credit, $6.91. They have Trenta sizes and venti sizes and all that. This is the price of the grande, I believe, because that's all you see on the menu when you look online and when you're there. But if you ask for the bigger one, those do qualify as a Disney dining plan credit snack, but I'm just going to put this because it's easier. Amorette's Patisserie in Disney Springs, the pistachio cheesecake, $9.59. Blue Milk, $9.57 in Galaxy's Edge. Night Blossom drink in Animal Kingdom, $7.23. Caramel Cooch popcorn at Epcot, $7.42. Terra Treats Pizza, $8.27. If you look at my video that I did on Animal Kingdom where I went to all the menus and checked, the Terra Treats pizzas did not qualify as a snack credit, but they do now. At least the seasonal ones they have every month that they change. Those have the logo on it and they do take the snack credit for it. But as of the video of that I did in May, they didn't have it, but they changed that. So I'm gonna put a value based on all these at $7 for the snack on your dining credit, as a dining credit. So if you get a snack around $7 or more, you're getting your money's worth. So if you take those prices and you add them up, the balance is going to leave you with how much your table service dining credit, one credit is worth to you. And for an adult, that means $65. For a child, that means $12. Which means if you go to a restaurant and you order stuff with your dining credit, if you get $65 worth or more of food with that credit, you're getting your money's worth and then some. For a child, $12. So this brings me to the obvious. The obvious thing is any character buffet you go to, you're going to get your money's worth out of it. Especially for if you have a child between 3 to 9 and you're on the dining plan, it's 100% a done deal. The character dining buffets, even the regular buffets, are going to get your money's worth. If you're going to do a character buffet, the best one right now to do is 1900 Park Fair at the Grand Floridian. Put that on your list. If you have to do or want to do a character buffet and you're trying to decide between which ones to do, Chef Mickey's, Akershus, breakfast, don't do any breakfast. First of all, don't do any breakfast at any restaurant, including Topolino's character breakfast. Don't do it. Eggs can only be made certain amount of ways. How many ways can you eat an egg, you know? And a pancake. You know what I'm saying? So 1900 Park Fair dinner, that's what you do. Now, there's something that a lot of people are saying, and I don't fully agree with it. And I'm going to tell you why, because they're missing a very key part of it. And what I'm talking about is the signature restaurants. So the signature restaurants are the ones that take 2 table service credits from you for 1 meal. These are the expensive ones. And the rule of thumb right now out there is none of them are a good worth of your credit. No dinner is worth, no meal is worth 2 table service credits. You won't get your money's worth out of it. I disagree. Cinderella's Royal Table is worth it, and so is Narcoossee's. Cinderella's Royal Table. Now, I personally would rather go to 2 separate restaurants, 2 dinners on 2 multiple days than 1 signature. But here's the thing. If you are somebody who has the dining plan for 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 plus days, there's going to be a point in your vacation where you're going to be too full to eat at a restaurant, or you're going to run out of time to go to that restaurant. You wanted to go see fireworks. You're going to, there's going to be a moment there, or you're going to be like, you're not going to be too hungry. You're just going to want a salad. There's going to be a moment in your vacation if you have the dining plan for an extended period. And when that happens, I want you to remember this. You, instead of forcing yourself to go to 2 different restaurants when you're not hungry, like going to a restaurant when you're not hungry, go get the extra quick service meal out of pocket, or go to the restaurant with a little salad out of pocket. Do what feels right. And then the next day or later in your trip, when you have that extra table service credit, put it together with another one and go to Cinderella's Royal Table. And here's how you get your money's worth. If you look at Cinderella's Royal Table, the price, it says it's $84. And this is dinner. Again, don't do breakfast anywhere. You're going to do breakfast, do a quick service meal or something like that, or get a snack. Dinner is $84, it says, for adult. Child is $49. But if you don't try to book it, you won't see the hidden fee on it, the hidden cost. The hidden cost is the gratuity. They charge you the gratuity in advance. So if you continue and go to try to reserve and prepay for it, you'll see the actual price comes out to, for an adult, $102.79. For the child, $59.76. So the gratuity, they're going to charge you up front if you pay out of pocket at Cinderella's Royal Table. There's only one other place that does this. It's a Hoop-de-Doo Review also. Cinderella's Royal Table is 2 table service credits. But on the Disney dining plan, it covers that gratuity as well. So this is an added value. Let me explain. So 1 table service credit value we established is worth $65 for an adult, $12 for a child. Since Cinderella's Royal Table costs 2 table service credits, you multiply those by 2, so it's $130 and $24 respectively. Out of pocket, you would have spent $102.79 for an adult. You subtract the $130 worth of value that you're using on it, and you're spending an extra $27.21 of value. So you're losing out on $27.21. For the child, though, the out-of-pocket cost would have been $59.76. You subtract $24 because that's the value of 2 table service credits for a child. And you're actually coming out ahead $35.76. So just with 1 child, you'll still get more value out of going to Cinderella's Royal Table. However, let's say you don't have a child with you, right? The thing is, because it's 2 table service credits, you are not paying tip on 2 table service meals. The one that you missed and this one, because they already cover your tip. Which means I'm going to calculate it as 18% of a $65 meal. If it's just you as an adult, let's say, and you get $65 worth of food, 18% of that, $11. So you didn't spend $11 there, and you're not spending another $11 here. That's $22. So you add $22 of value to the $27.21 that you're short. And you are only behind $5.21. Now, I lowballed everything, right? If you remember. The snacks, the quick service meal, all that stuff. You're easily, if you followed any of the stuff on my list, you're easily ahead, including that refillable mug, and if you haven't gotten any alcohol, or if you get some alcohol, So this is a no-brainer. If you really want to dine there, and or you are skipping one of your table service meals and you're not hungry, you're not excited to go to one of these table service restaurants or whatever. The other location that's worth it is Narcoossee's, especially if you're going to get the surf and turf. However, just not as much as Cinderella's Royal Table because they don't cover the tip at Narcoossee's. Don't do it for Hoop-de-Doo Review, because Hoop-de-Doo Review is much less than Cinderella's Royal Table or Narcoossee's. And you'll see it on the list that I bring up of the most expensive restaurants to the least expensive restaurants. So without further ado, here's the list. I looked at all the menus. I picked the best entrees, the best desserts, and the best non-alcoholic drink. Added it up and added the tax. So if you pick anything, the higher up on the list, the more value you're getting out of your dining plan. This includes the 2 table service credit dinings, the signature, Cinderella's Royal Table, all that. But I ranked them against the other restaurants so you can see if you're getting a better or worse value depending on where you go. None of this includes alcohol, and you're still coming out ahead. If you're going to drink alcohol at any of these locations, you could add $10 to $15 more to the value of each of these prices. So let me explain this. Now, you don't want to just pick the most expensive. Like if you're there for 5 nights, pick the top 5 and go to it. Obviously, don't do that. But this is a guide for you. This makes it easier for you to pick where you want to go. Start at the top of the list, look at the places, and if you see something that you like to try, you want to go to, then put it on your list of reservations or the dining locations you go to. Let me explain what you're looking at here. So the most expensive for 1 table service credit is Enzo's Hideaway, Disney Springs. That's the price of, when I looked at the menu, I use my common sense. If I'm on the dining plan, if the most expensive thing is something most people would want to get or I would want to get, I would do that. The drinks, again, non-alcoholic, this includes a drink. If they don't have any specialty drink that's non-alcoholic, then I just put the soda in there, the soft drink, which is usually $4.99, $5. But if there is like a shake that I really want to try, or a non-alcoholic drink that sounds really good, like cucumber, watermelon, this, that, or the other, that most people would want to try, including me, that's in there. The dessert, the best dessert is in there. I don't just pick the most expensive thing. I pick the most expensive thing everyone would want to get, and I would want to get. So a steak, yep, I want to go to these places and get the steak, you know, or surf and turf, short rib, you know, things like that. You're not gonna use your dining plan to get a salad. If you do that, you're doing it wrong. Just pay out of pocket for that salad when you feel like getting the salad, and then use that table service credit elsewhere or another night. Or one person gets a salad out of pocket and the other person gets this most expensive thing on the list with their dining credit. And you come out ahead that way, and you still have another table service credit to go somewhere else. Keep in mind, not everybody has to use their table service credit when they're dining together, you know? So you can go, like 2 people, let's say a couple, you go to like a Enzo's Hideaway, get the $85.20 meal, which includes a ribeye, a drink, and the tiramisu, you know? You could share that and then go to another location, the next one down, well, not Hollywood and Vine, that wouldn't be my choice, but you know, the Edison, you know? Just make it a culinary experience. They'll let you, if there's 2 people, they'll let you just use 1 table service credit and just get a meal, and then if you want to get any extras, pay out of pocket or not, just share it all. Except if you're at a buffet, obviously, or, you know, dining all you care to enjoy. You can't share that. Let's go one down. So the second most expensive, Hollywood and Vine, the buffet and Hollywood Studios, right? You know, you can see the price, and then there's a slash and another price. So this location is a buffet. So I included the price of the child. So the number that comes after the slash is the children's price. Again, these all include tax and everything, all inclusive. Like table service, I didn't really put in the price of the child. Don't worry about that. Most of those locations have a children's menu, and don't base your credit usage on that. If you're an adult, the real money difference is going to be where you go and where you spend your money. Your child most children between the ages of 3 to 9, wherever you go, you're going to come out ahead on the dining plan. So don't worry about that. Focus on your entrees, on what you're going to get. And then let's go to, so Hollywood and Vine. Let me give you more perspective on this. This is the Fantasmic Dining Package. It's included. So it's not just going to Hollywood and Vine and getting the buffet. It's the one where it includes a ticket, a reserved seating for Fantasmic. If you're going before August 29th, 2024, you're watching this and you're going before that, the Fantasmic Dining Plan locations, which includes Mama Melrose, 50s Primetime Cafe, and Brown Derby, they're going to give you an appetizer also included with your dining credit using the Fantasmic package. After August 29th, you cannot get the appetizer. They give you a choice, actually. It's a dessert or appetizer. After the 29th, it has to be the dessert, just like any other location you go to with the dining plan. Edison, 7881. Toledo. See, I put 2 adults on here because they have the bone-in ribeye for 2. It's $110, but you need 2 dining credits, obviously. So you need to be 2 or more people. 1 table service credit each. So you split that steak, and then you each get a drink and a dessert. The chef's signature dinner for 2, which is $155, does not qualify on the dining plan, in case you were wondering. Maria and Enzo's Restaurant, number 5. This is basically the same menu as Enzo's Hideaway, but there was a non-alcoholic drink that gave it the price difference here. So that's why I picked Enzo's Hideaway. I placed it higher. It has a specialty non-alcoholic drink. If you look at them, that have fruit juices and stuff in there that I didn't see on Maria and Enzo's Restaurante, but they use the same kitchen, so you might be able to request it anyway, so that might be up there with Enzo's Hideaway. Let's continue. So Terralina, I wouldn't really be interested in going. Teppa and Ito, I would. Planet Hollywood, Oh, Via Napoli. Okay, number 9, Via Napoli. So you see how high this is ranking? Now, Via Napoli is a must-do of mine, but it's for the pizza. But if I'm on the dining plan and I go to Via Napoli, I'm not getting the pizza. I'm using my dining credit to get the steak. And then I'll order a pizza to share with other people as an appetizer or something. You know, that's the way to do it. Then as you go down, like, let's see, number 11, Chef Mickey's. That's one of the more expensive ones. But if I'm picking a character meal, I am going with 1900 Park Fare. My two picks for character meal: 1900 Park Fare dinner and or Tusker House at Animal Kingdom, because they recently updated their buffets, and I think most buffets are going to go through this soon. And they have some very interesting choices. So I've never ate there. I prefer Boma. But if I'm on the dining plan and I'm in Animal Kingdom, I would give Tusker House a try. Let's keep going down. Number 12, Chefs de France. This, even though it's number 12 as far as how expensive it'll be out of pocket and what the value is on the dining plan, it actually ranks even higher for me because it's the prefix menu is included, and it includes an appetizer. So you get an extra item with your dinner versus other restaurants. So that would be really high on my list. Shiki Sai. I personally probably wouldn't go here on the dining plan because there's a prefix menu that you pick to get the items, and there's restrictions on them. So like you can only pick like one sushi roll that's not premium and this other thing, or it just, the items that I would want to get doesn't fall into really me getting the value out of it. So I'm not with it on that. Ohana, number 17, 6603. Again, this is even higher on my personal list because the atmosphere and everything is so good. And keep in mind, these buffets, I didn't select the specialty drink. You can get that on top of the soft drink that's included. I didn't even throw those in because usually at a buffet, I don't even think about that or get that. So you can add another $10, $15 because they have non-alcoholic drinks in addition to your sodas and stuff that you can get on the dining plan. There's Tusker House right underneath there. Garden Grill, I'm not interested in. Chef Art Smith's Homecoming. This is another thing. There's a short rib on here that'll get you this value. But really, Chef Art Smith's Homecoming, it's all about the fried chicken, which is almost half the price, but it's much cheaper than the short rib, you know? But again, if I'm using the dining plan, I'm going here, I'm gonna get the short rib, and then I'll get the chicken to split or share or something. Or if I come here a couple times, I'll use the dining plan one time, and then I pay out of pocket for the chicken, the fried chicken. Crystal Palace, dinner, let's see, I'm gonna keep going down until I see something that I want to point out. La Hacienda de San Angel in Epcot. It's number 28. It would have been even higher, but there's certain items like the steak on the menu that you can't even get with a dining plan. It says it on there. So that's junky. Cinderella's Royal Table, number 29. $62.39 is the value of one table service credit on here because the actual price you pay is $102.79 for an adult. And then I added the $11 tip you would have paid if you went to another restaurant and paid 18% tip on a $65 meal, which I explained earlier in this video, and then I divided that by 2. Keep in mind, Cinderella's Royal Table, the regular soft drinks are included, just like other buffets and character dining, and just like the other locations. When you're on the dining plan, you can also get an additional specialty beverage. So if you're getting an alcohol here, it's going to boost the value up even further. If you go somewhere and you want to get an alcoholic beverage covered by the Disney dining plan at a meal, if the menu doesn't explicitly say what's covered and what's not, I've been told $18 and under are the drinks that qualify on the Disney dining plan when you're on a table service and you are trying to order alcohol for your drink. Narcoossee's right underneath that. That's another signature 2-table service credit restaurant. But if you get the surf and turf, $123.54 with that almond cheesecake and a nice drink that's non-alcoholic. Your one table service credit value is $61.77 here, which is not bad. Steakhouse 71, number 33. I really don't like the steaks here. They're very low quality to me, so I wouldn't go here. I want you to notice something. The value of using 2 table service credits at Cinderella's Royal Table is more than going to Steakhouse 71. And I want to point that out because a lot of people, again, are saying the 2 table service credits are not worth it. And on top of that, there's a lot of people that are going to be going to Steakhouse 71 on the dining plan. I've went to Steakhouse 71 3 different times. Most of the stuff I've had was overly salted and the steak was low quality. Now, maybe they've changed ever since I've gone the last time, but I'm just saying it's not on my list anymore. So if there's people out there that love it, that are watching this, that are going to Steakhouse 71 on the dining plan, Cinderella's Royal Table still is going to give you a better value than that. I mean, but obviously the difference is if you take a step back and look at it, that's you'll be able to get 2 different meals if you go to Steakhouse 71 and then use your other credit elsewhere than just one meal at Cinderella's Royal Table. But just value-wise, price-wise, they're in very similar ballparks, you know? So just want you to understand. And also, I want you to notice what the prices are. I mean, we're getting in the low 60s, and earlier I established that your dining value credit is $65 for a meal, but it's still at this level, it's still close enough to where you won't be losing money going, because like I said, I gave you a low estimation of the value of the credit. So if you are, again, if you're following any of the stuff I put on the list of your quick service meals and the snacks, you're already ahead. So just a couple dollars here under 65, you're most likely still over on the amount of value you're getting for the money you spent on the dining plan. All right, let's continue. Mama Melrose, this is the price of the Fantasmic Dining Package, $59.64. And this is higher value if you're going before August 29th. Again, you'll also get, you can choose between an appetizer or dessert. You don't have to get a dessert here or everybody in the party. So that ranks even higher for me. Boma, the best buffet in Disney World, best selection of stuff, the soups and everything. So that would be my pick for a buffet. Morimoto Asia lunch is number 38 that as lunch, because it's only one table service credit. But if you go down to number 64, there's Morimoto Asia dinner. Each table service credit becomes a $45 value because it's 2 table service credits, but they have an item that's very expensive. So the actual price out of pocket for that would have been $91.59 with a drink and a dessert. Let's see here. Topolino's breakfast. I put that in there because a lot of people do want to go there for breakfast. Again, I don't want to use breakfast at all on my dining. So I would do dinner at a character buffet. Topolino's is 1 credit during breakfast though, and it's 2 during dinner. So that's why it's if you really want to go to Topolino's and get your money's worth, then maybe breakfast is the way to go. If you look towards the bottom of the list, most of the 2 table service credit required dining, the signature, is towards the bottom of this value list. So it's usually not a good value to go to these places except Narcoossee's and Cinderella's Royal Table. I did throw in 1 bar here. It's all the way at the bottom of the list, just to let you know that if you use they take a table service credit and you get an appetizer and a drink. It's not worth it to use your credit at a bar. Of course, if you're getting alcohol, then it raises the value a little bit, but still, so would the value of going to table service credit be raised too. So relatively, it's still not a good deal. Akershus dinner is only valued at $35.67 because dinner is 2 table service credits, and the actual out-of-pocket cost would have been $71.35. So take this list and let this be the starting point of where you want to eat on the dining plan. This should help you significantly. Look at this list, start at the top, and if you see a place you want to try, put it on your list, look at the menu, see if that's what you want to order, and it makes it easier for you to knock out the places that you want to go and be really informed about how you're going to get your value out of the Disney dining plan. Because when you have the Disney dining plan, this is the time to try new stuff, the most expensive stuff you probably wouldn't have gotten, but you've always wanted to try, you know? So now you can do it, and then when you later on, if you don't have the Disney dining plan or you just want to pay out of pocket, get the stuff you always get, you know? But a lot of times on these menus, the most expensive stuff is the thing I want to get. You know, so let me know where you want to go in the comments, or if you go, what you liked and what you didn't like, what's overrated and what you really enjoyed. Hope this helped, and thank you for joining me. Have a wonderful day. Bye-bye.